After months of rebuilding one of the most complex cars ever made, Matt Armstrong finally has his answer. The Bugatti Veyron that shut down on the runway at Dunsfold has a diagnosed fault, and the story behind that fault is far more uncomfortable for Bugatti than anyone expected. We're not talking about a mystery gremlin or some obscure wiring quirk buried deep in a W16 engine. We're talking about a documented failure, a known problem, a recall, one that affected 72 Bugatti Veyrons, and one that Bugatti's own fix apparently couldn't fix. Let's go through everything from the first theory to the final phone call, because every step of this diagnosis tells you something about what it really means to own one of these cars. When the Veyron died at Dunsfold, it didn't splutter. It didn't misfire or throw a dozen warning lights. It started, ran perfectly for about 1 second, then cut out completely, clean, sudden, and total. That pattern is important because it immediately ruled out a lot of possibilities. This wasn't a fuel starvation issue building gradually over time. It wasn't an overheating problem. Something was actively killing the engine the moment it tried to run. Matt's first theory centered on the tracker that had recently been fitted to the car. It was a reasonable place to start, a new electrical component, installed just before the problem appeared. Could it somehow be interfering with the fuel system? Matt called the tracker company directly. Their answer was straightforward. Their system uses a standard 3-wire installation. Unless it's a purpose-built immobilizer, it has no ability to interrupt fuel supply. Theory 1 gone. The second theory was the speed key. The Veyron's top speed mode requires a specific keyblade to unlock, and Matt had been running a copied version of that key at Dunsfold. Could the car have detected an unauthorized key and triggered some kind of shutdown in response? To find out, Matt brought in his locksmith contact and fellow diagnostician, Dips, armed with professional AVDI diagnostic equipment. They scanned the system thoroughly. The genuine Bugatti key chip was reading correctly. No immobilizer faults. No key recognition errors anywhere in the system. Theory 2 gone. Third came the fuses. Given that this Veyron had blown fuses at almost every stage of the rebuild, indicators, gearbox pumps, you name it, it wasn't a stretch to wonder if another fuse had quietly given up. Matt went through every single one, the interior fuse box, both engine bay fuse boxes. He physically removed and tested them individually, working without a fuse diagram because, of course, one wasn't available. Every fuse was fine. Theory 3 gone. By this point, the diagnostic scanner had been consistently flagging one component throughout the investigation, the fuel pump control module. With every other theory eliminated, Matt turned his full attention to it. He removed the rear panel to access the module, checked the connector, inspected the pins, looked over the wiring. Nothing appeared damaged on the surface. Then he made a decision based on instinct and experience. He unplugged the fuel pump control module entirely. The car started and stayed running. Here's what that tells you. The fuel pump control module is responsible for regulating fuel pressure and managing injection timing across the Veyron's W16 engine. When it's connected and functioning correctly, it keeps everything balanced and controlled. When it's connected but malfunctioning, it sends incorrect signals, and the car's systems respond by shutting down to protect the engine. But when it's disconnected completely, the fuel pumps default to running at a constant rate. That's not ideal. Fuel pressure is no longer precisely regulated, but it's enough to keep the engine running, which was exactly what Matt needed to confirm his suspicion. To be certain, he performed one more test. The W16 engine runs 2 banks of cylinders, each managed by its own fuel pump ECU. Matt swapped those 2 ECUs between banks. The logic was simple. If the fault moved with the ECU was the problem. If the fault stayed on the same bank regardless of which ECU was managing it, then the issue was in the module itself, not the ECUs. The fault didn't move. It stayed exactly where it was. Diagnosis confirmed. The fuel pump control module had failed. Now here's where things get genuinely uncomfortable. While looking up the part number for the replacement module, Matt found something he wasn't expecting, an official Bugatti recall document. Not a forum rumor. Not speculation from an internet thread. An official manufacturer recall, stating that the fuel tank control unit, the very component that had just failed on his car, required replacement with a revised version. The recall affected 72 Bugatti Veyrons and Grand Sports. The fix involved installing an updated module running software version v3.03. Matt checked the module he had just removed from his car. It was already version v3.03. Let that land for a moment. Bugatti identified a fault serious enough to issue a recall. They developed a revised component to correct it. That revised component, the one designed to solve the problem, had also failed. The recall fix didn't hold. And Matt's Veyron, as one of the 72 affected cars, had lived through the entire cycle: original fault, official recall, revised part, and then the revised part failing anyway. His response was measured, but the logic was hard to argue with. If this is a component with a documented failure history serious enough to trigger a manufacturer recall, and if the replacement part provided under that recall has now also failed, then surely Bugatti should be replacing it free of charge. That's not an unreasonable position. The fault is on record. The recall exists. The fix failed. What exactly is the customer supposed to do here? Matt decided to call Bugatti and ask. What followed is, depending on your perspective, either darkly funny or genuinely telling about how Bugatti treats owners who aren't buying a new car. He called Bugatti London. Straight to voicemail. He tried the service department directly. No answer. He called the sales line, and sales picked up immediately. Within minutes, someone from sales called him back, apparently anticipating a purchase. The moment they understood he was an existing owner with a service issue, he was transferred to the service department, which didn't answer. Matt then did something instructive. He rang Pagani Manchester, a manufacturer that sells cars starting at well over £1 million, just to see what would happen. Pagani answered on the first attempt. No queue, no voicemail, no runaround. Just someone picking up the phone. Matt tried Bugatti Paris. No answer. He worked through every available contact number across Bugatti's UK and European network. On a Monday, during advertised business hours, nobody picked up. The following morning, Bugatti Manchester finally returned a call. They confirmed the fuel pump control module was available, sourced from Bugatti's factory in Molsheim, France. They also confirmed the price: £4,500. For a component with a documented recall history. For a component whose manufacturer-issued replacement had itself failed. £4,500, with one additional condition attached. The car had to be brought to an official Bugatti dealer for installation. Not, we can supply the part and you fit it. Not, here's the component, here's the labor guide. The only option on the table was to bring the Veyron into the official network and have it fitted there. This is the exact situation Matt has been navigating throughout this entire rebuild. Most of the Veyron's mechanical components sit within the Volkswagen Group ecosystem: Audi parts, shared platforms, accessible diagnostics. Matt has sourced and fitted many of them independently, which is precisely how a rebuild of this scale becomes viable. But the fuel pump control module is genuinely Bugatti specific. It's software-coded, deeply integrated into the car's control architecture, and there is no path around the dealer network. You cannot source it elsewhere. You cannot fit it yourself and have it function correctly. Bugatti's parts supply strategy was built to make exactly this moment inevitable. And so here we are. A documented fault. A failed recall fix. A £4,500 bill. And a manufacturer that sent calls to voicemail right up until the moment their own branch decided to ring back. Matt Armstrong is going to pay the price, bring the car in, and get it done. Because at this stage, there is no other option. The Veyron is too close to completion, and too much has already gone into this rebuild to walk away over a single module. But the recall document doesn't disappear. The phone calls don't unhappen. And the fact that Bugatti's revised component, the one they issued specifically to correct a known fault, failed on one of the 72 affected cars is a question that deserves an actual answer, not a voicemail. What happens when the Veyron finally rolls through Bugatti's doors is going to be one of the most significant moments of this entire journey. Make sure you're subscribed, because that visit is coming, and something tells us it won't be straightforward.